Even Neville Brand was unable to tolerate him. On August 13, 1920, Neville Brand was born in Griswold, Iowa. He was Lawrence Neville Brand in full. In the mid-1900s, he was one of the most well-known supporting actors in Hollywood. Throughout his decades-long career, Brand had a lasting impression on theater, television, and movies. He was well known for his gruff look, gravelly voice, and frequently frightful on-screen persona. He excelled at portraying tough, complex, and occasionally frightening characters, but he wasn't as effective at playing leading men as other actors his age. He became well known in American entertainment history as a result. Prior to his career as an actor, Brand had a variety of experiences. He rapidly applied the honesty and grit he gained from these situations to his roles. He was tough and resolute because he was raised during the Great Depression. When World War II began, Brand enlisted in the U.S. Army and performed admirably during his tenure. He fought valiantly in Europe while serving with the 83rd Infantry Division's 331st Infantry Regiment. He received the Silver Star for valor in action after suffering severe injuries in one terrifying battle. In addition to leaving him scarred, his time in the war also made him tough and sensitive, traits he applied to his acting career. After the war, Brand studied acting with his GI Bill benefits, eventually attending the American Theater Wing in New York. Prior to going into film, stage experience helped him hone his craft. His rugged look and keen eyes made it easier for him to land roles in challenging films. Hollywood was calling soon. Although Brand's debut film was released in the late 1940s, his true fame did not materialize until the 1950s and 1960s. One of his most well-known and early roles was that of a vicious mobster in the 1950 film DOA. He starred in several westerns and military films in the 1950s, which suited his rugged demeanor. In addition to providing him with opportunities to showcase his physical presence, films such as Stalag 17, 1953, and Riot in Cell Block 11, 1954, allowed him to demonstrate the depth of his emotions. He soon rose to prominence as one of Hollywood's most well-liked heavyweights. He was frequently chosen to play criminals, soldiers, captives, or other ominous characters who gave the films more realism and intensity. Additionally, Brand may use television to reach a wider audience. From 1965 to 1967, he portrayed Texas Ranger Ree Bennett on the hit television series Laredo. He gained a lot of admirers among Western enthusiasts for his ability to display a lighter and more humorous side in the role, which was a nice balance of humor and action. His portrayal on Laredo remains one of his most well-known TV roles, demonstrating his ability to play both serious and humorous parts with ease. Although Neville Brand was known for playing tough guys, those who knew him well frequently spoke of his warmth, intelligence, and generosity. Off-screen, he was a very reserved individual who occasionally struggled to cope with the emotional toll that the war's memories took on him. He lived in Sacramento, California, near the end of his life, surrounded by art, books, and close friends. In addition to being an avid reader and collector, Brand had a particular fondness for books. This demonstrated the intelligent and considerate side of a man who was frequently depicted as a bully. Throughout his career, Brand appeared in over 100 films and television series. In his films, he portrayed a wide variety of roles, from valiant warriors to vicious villains. He contributed significantly to Hollywood's heyday of crime dramas and westerns. He never achieved the level of fame that some of his contemporaries achieved. But he was a renowned figure in the industry because of his constancy, commitment, and memorable on-screen persona. Neville Brand, a well-known American actor, was renowned for his outstanding performances and powerful on-screen character. He had several complex and occasionally problematic relationships in his personal life. For the first time, he married Jean Enfield, but the two divorced in 1955. Although there aren't many public facts about the inner workings of this marriage, it is known that the pair broke up while Brand was advancing in Hollywood and juggling the demands of a demanding TV and movie career. Following that, Brand married Laura Ray Arjo in 1957. This 12-year marriage ended in divorce in 1969. They experienced several significant life experiences together during that time, including the beginning of a family. Neville's personal life revolved around his 3 daughters, whom he and Laura had together. This implies that Brand was very committed in his position as a parent, taking care of and supporting his kids while balancing his work obligations, even in the face of the responsibilities of his employment. May Brand, whom Brand married near the end of his life, passed away in 1992. Although not much is known about their marriage, it is certain that May had a significant role in his later years by supporting and being his buddy as he grew older. Neville Brand was a Republican Party member and politically active with his family. He publicly supported Dwight D. Eisenhower's presidential campaign. During a period of significant change in American history, Eisenhower won the 1952 election on the basis of his personal beliefs and principles. Brand supported Eisenhower's campaign, which placed a significant emphasis on defeating communism, building wealth for the nation, and having strong leadership. He demonstrated that he understood the political problems of the day by supporting the candidate. This blend of Neville Brand's personal, family, and political lives demonstrates not only his fame as an actor, but also how closely he was tied to his beliefs, his family, and the social mores of his era. Neville Brand, a seasoned actor who portrayed villains and tough characters with great conviction on stage and screen, had a profound and visceral hatred for Elvis Presley. This distaste wasn't a fleeting idea or a small grievance. Rather, it was a deep-seated detest that Brand himself frequently and candidly voiced in talks. He stated out that he could not stand Elvis without being specific. As a result of his intense distaste for Elvis, Brand frequently remarked, "I've hated nobody more in my life than that Presley." Brand's animosity was motivated by a variety of complex factors, such as his personal values and his inability to embrace Elvis as a cultural icon. Brand's distaste for Presley stemmed in part from his belief that the singer reflected a broader downturn in American culture. The trials of World War II and the rigorous regulations of military life shaped him into the man he is today. During one of the most difficult conflicts in history, he served with distinction in the U.S. Army. For Brand, Elvis represented everything that was cheesy, ostentatious, and undeserved in post-World War II celebrity culture. Presley didn't deserve to be renowned, in his opinion. It was motivated less by genuine aptitude or moral character, and more by marketing, excitement, and appealing to the desires of young people. According to Brand, it was obvious that he was uninterested in the trade. Presley was at the top of the list of persons who were being made into celebrities when they didn't deserve it. This quotation demonstrated Brand's strong conviction that hard effort, skill, and discipline are the keys to success. He appreciated things about himself and the warriors and artists around him, but not about Presley. There was a human element to Brand's animosity as well. Brand put a lot of effort into his profession and liked the movies and theater, but he felt it was unjust and unsettling that Presley had become so well-known and influential in society. Brand believed that rather than eliciting genuine creative or intellectual admiration, Presley's character was dishonest and intended to play on people's baser emotions. Angrily, Brand remarked, "He made millions of kids swoon over a trick, and all the while pretending to be something he wasn't. I don't tolerate lying like that." Brand was critiquing the morals of the art as much as the art itself. In addition to being a pop star, he believed that Presley had a negative influence on society, particularly on young people. Additionally, Brand criticized Presley's public persona, highlighting his apparent sexualization and moral slackness. Brand saw Presley's gyrations, suggestive stage maneuvers, and bad boy persona as indicators of a greater moral decline at a period when many people still adhered to conventional norms. According to Brand, "I fought in a war, and this guy was selling sex to teens like it was candy. He was a farce about morality, discipline, and everything else I had battled to save." Brand's feelings toward Presley demonstrated his strong conviction that celebrity and power come with responsibility, and that Presley utterly failed that test. However, Brand's distaste was not merely ethical or commercial. It was a lot like home. The actor frequently discussed how arrogant he believed Presley to be and how he moved as if no one would touch him. Brand responded, "He strutted around like he owned the world, and I couldn't stand that. I wanted to slap him across the face every time I watched him on TV." His statements displayed genuine wrath that stems from jealousy and justified rage in addition to rage. Since Brand had put a lot of effort into gaining his reputation and notoriety, he couldn't tolerate someone who seemed to take credit for their accomplishments without having to endure the same hardships. Neville Brand's animosity for Elvis Presley was complex, multifaceted, and demonstrated the collision of two very different cultures. On one side was Brand. He had gone through a lot, was disciplined, had high morals, and respected skill that was earned via sacrifice and hard effort. However, Brand believed that the cultural behemoth Elvis Presley thrived on charm, manipulation, and shallowness, making him a phenomenon that Brand could not accept. "To put it simply, I hated him more than anyone else," Brand remarked. "Nor do I feel guilty about it." In addition to demonstrating his hatred for everyone, his remarks also demonstrate his commitment to his core beliefs. He was a powerful guy because of this determination, even if it meant not like one of the most well-known musicians of his era. His wartime PTSD caused him to drink excessively, which in turn led to more drinking. In 1975, he informed reporters that he had lost most of his money because of his drug addiction. On April 16, 1992, Neville Brand passed away at Sutter General Hospital in Sacramento, California, from emphysema. He was a tough, adaptable actor who was well known for portraying tough characters and intriguing villains in TV shows and motion pictures. He passed away at the age of 71, capping a life filled with both significant achievements and personal struggles. Emphysema is a progressive lung condition that is frequently associated with long-term smoking. In the years preceding his death, it had seriously harmed Brand's health. This disease, which impairs the lung's ability to pump oxygen into the blood, was becoming worse. Many guys his age, particularly those who worked in the hard and stressful Hollywood profession, developed these poor habits over decades. His battle with the illness had remained a secret. However, those who knew him witnessed the silent bravery with which he handled his deteriorating health, maintaining his composure and dignity despite the severity of his condition. Following his passing, Brand's family and close friends threw a private funeral service to honor his life and contributions. This small ceremony provided an opportunity for those closest to him to reflect on and remember him. His loved ones were able to commemorate his achievements, recall the iconic roles he portrayed, and discuss his kindness, humor, and unwavering spirit, qualities they had never witnessed on screen. Brand's funeral was calm and private, which may have reflected his nature, in contrast to the large public gatherings that occasionally follow the death of a Hollywood star. Strong, grounded, and not a flamboyant person, both the actor and the person who created the roles were honored by those who knew him well. They acknowledged the impact he had on his family and friends' life, as well as his contributions to films and television series. Following the service, Neville Brand's family requested that he be cremated. They wished to preserve a dignified and enduring homage to him. His remains were then laid to rest in the Morning Glory Room at East Lawn Memorial Park in Sacramento, which is renowned for its serene, immaculate surroundings. This burial was chosen because it provided a permanent, serene location for family, friends, and fans to visit and pay their respects. The Morning Glory Room pays homage to Brand's enduring influence with its serene beauty and contemplative ambiance. It is a place where people who loved him can find solace, and where his memory can be honored. Neville Brand's legacy endures because it serves as a reminder of a life filled with tenacity, artistic love, family, and moral rectitude. His legacy continues to resonate with both colleagues and admirers.